Just hit go live.
I did. Yeah, what happened? It's live. I don't know. This is strange. Good morning,
everyone. It's April 8th, 2026.
Crazy.
And today is my son's Ricky's birthday. Happy birthday, Ricky.
Happy birthday, Ricky.
He's 34. He is the father of my grandson and my next grandson to arrive here in just
and the next
months.
One, and the next one and the next one. What are we here for?
For those babies.
We're building families, helping those that are suffering. Too many are suffering from all the domestication of the world. DoctorNelson, Alia, good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Stopping in for the hour of power, supercharged with the proper human nutritional solution, which is let's break away from domestication. And I asked the question, do we need supervision to go on a fast?
No.
Are there some people that are metabolically damaged that can't fast? And if so, why and how? Makes no sense. Fasting is probably one of the very best things to heal the metabolic damage, the inflammation of the gut and the liver and every vessel and organ system at the end of those vessels. Good morning. Let's send out a link to our podcast today.
Sure, we had a guest. I don't know what happened, but
I got a couple of announcements.
Yeah.
Today's Wednesday and this weekend. Let me just bring this up.
Upcoming events: April 11th, the NY meetup at Fogo de Chao. April 12th, Queens meetup. May.
Is that Lewis?
DrNelson, you're muted. You're muted, DrNelson.
So here we have our next meetups, including this weekend, the 11th in Long Island, the 12th in Queens, and in hopefully May 7th, we'll be showing the cholesterol code documentary. Tickets can be found at kiltzmeetup.com.
Can you just go to DrKiltz.com or Kiltz Health?
Yep.
And you'll find the link right in the front for everyone to find.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
And in the Kiltz Mighty Tribe, under the events section, all the events are there.
It's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And
look at those delicious foods.
Goitrogenic foods.
What is it? Wait, show that again. What's a goiter? Maybe we need a picture of a goiter.
Okay, let's do that.
We need goiter. I mean, those are healthy foods.
So healthy.
Right? Healthy foods. Alia, your camera's either you put your head up higher or you put the camera
down. There you go. My chair.
Because we like your face.
Thank you.
We love your face.
It was my chair. I'm gonna find that goitergenic food, but I want to say something about events. So this year we're doing the Albany events in Chicago. Next year we are not doing any other events.
You don't know what we're doing next year.
Oh, okay.
You have no idea what we're doing next year. We don't know.
We don't know, but we might be doing less travel.
Right now, we've got this year's calendar and plan. We'll figure out next year.
Yes, there you go. I stand corrected. But we do have Albany coming up at the end of May.
We don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been writing all of your staff.
I may quit Carnivore and KMT altogether and give it up to Ollie and DoctorNelson.
There you go. So sign up. Oh, if you're a coach and you finish the Kiltz Health coaching course, what's not on here is the special coaching ticket for you, because I don't want everyone to just buy that ticket. It's special for the coaches. So email me. I've emailed it to everybody, but email me and I can send you that ticket.
Well, can everyone be a coach?
And everyone can be a coach. and then everyone can get the coach ticket. Yeah,
And
totally.
you can buy it on Amazon soon, right?
Yes, you can buy the course on Amazon soon.
All of our books and all of our courses and all of our paraphernalia, can they buy shirts and hats on Amazon soon?
Yes. That'll
I
be
love it.
the next project.
Organ meat supplements, liver supplements,
Fertility supplements.
all
Molecular fertility.
everything you take is actually for only one thing:
Fertility.
babies. Because ultimately, if you're not healthy, you're likely not making babies.
Right.
I'm going to go to duck food. I'm going to go hang out with Rick and eat the duck food with the ducks.
Oh, here's Mitch. Hey, Mitch. Oh, wow. How fun.
Hey,
Hey, good morning.
good morning.
It's a beautiful day in paradise. Good morning, Mitch.
I wouldn't know it's pitch black outside, but I'll take your word for it.
It is here also. There is a beautiful moon out there, and the sunlight may show up. I don't know what's going to happen in Florida, but I'm on my way to Syracuse today.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, good to see you all this morning.
Nice to see you, Mitch.
As much as I can see of you as on the little heads on the little phone screen, you know.
How you doing, Mitch?
I'm doing fine. I'm up. I just got my studio all set up for the live stream this morning and thought I'd come outside and get a few puffs on a cigar. How are you? How are you all?
Great. A cigar is like a peace pipe. If you think about it, it gives us daily peace.
Yes, it does. It does. You
It
can't
does.
explain that to people who have never tried it, but I'm not a corrupter. I don't advocate that people who have never puffed on a cigar start. But if it's something that you've enjoyed doing during your life and you don't inhale, that's, I think, the biggest thing. Don't inhale, just puff. You only live once. Well, they say this is not a dress rehearsal, what we're doing now.
Yeah, or is it? And we keep on thinking it is. Getting dressed. Here I am. I got dressed up today, in a very unusual outfit for me, right?
Yeah. Is that a different shade of black you're wearing today, or?
Yes. It's a different and I don't need to think very much. And I was considering, I asked ChatGPT or AI, I don't know what it is anymore, whether or not fasting was, so I imagined myself 5'6", 300 pounds, and I asked, how long could I fast? And it said 1 to 2 months with supervision. And I'm like, they mean this is our problem. We have supervisors, right? And someone that is superior to us, right? In some way, our domesticated story is like, we've got this, stand in line, we'll fill this out, and then we'll see whether or not you're capable of doing what nature made you capable of.
I think it's possible that they have no realistic idea of what nature made us capable of. I think they've been so indoctrinated for 100 years almost,
or longer, thousands of years of domestication. In all the wars, the soldiers, the slaves, the peasants, the prisoners, feeding us beer and bread, and creating institutions that you had to be accepted to, right? And if you're not accepted, you're worthless. That's kind of been our world.
Well, I agree. How did I end up being your only guest on here this morning?
I don't know what happened to our guests. Once in a while, this happens, and I think there might be a
Well,
time.
I missed a guest appearance yesterday.
You did? No,
Yes.
really?
Yes, the mic guy that was rescheduled, it was on for, but it didn't get properly canceled. They just made it red on my schedule, but nobody called them.
They canceled it on us. That's funny.
That was last week, but
Oh,
scheduled to yesterday.
oh gosh.
And so it was
Sorry.
hard. The world fell apart. I was golfing in a meeting. I was in a golf meeting.
I'm sorry. That was me being confused on it. I think, yeah. Sorry.
No, it wasn't you. It was just the universe. Yeah, I was like confused, but in dazed because this white ball just kept on going in directions it wasn't permitted. It didn't follow the rules.
That's why I don't play golf. It never follows the rules with me.
I don't play golf. I go out and hang out with my brothers, and quite commonly it might be smoking a peace pipe and discussing the beauty of the universe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what happened? I saw you put the link up there, and I said, well, let me go in and just say hello. And I ended up being the featured guest. How did that happen? Where's Rick? Where's Peter? Where's everybody this morning?
Everybody. I saw Rick in there, didn't I?
He's already made comments.
I can't.
Dr. Kiltz.
I can't see the chat.
I don't know if you hear the sound, the music.
Yeah.
Do you?
Hear it.
Okay. So here we have a little transition video. Goitrogenic foods and goitrogens.
So could those foods damage other cells and organs of our body?
Yeah.
I mean, they only attack the thyroid gland. Does that make any sense?
No.
Well, they don't attack the thyroid gland specifically, but
What do they do?
they mess up with the iodine metabolism.
How about maybe they do more than that, but that's just what they tell us. Now they're selling us iodine.
Well, I mean, all cells of our body have a receptors for iodine. So if that's what they do, that could be still the mechanism of action of what you're claiming.
Well, I look at like these things like splinters, right? And so they basically lodge in every organ system of our body. I mean, it's not like the thyroid gland is the only gland being damaged. It's just one of the most common, because what is the most common drug prescribed? It's like Synthroid. Everyone's on it. Every woman in my practice on some form of thyroid medication, whether it's natural or not, or synthetic. But my sense is that, again, I question science. Most of it is probably, isn't science theoretical, Mitch?
Well, science is supposed to be experimental. It's supposed to be. What's supposed to be theoretical is your hypothesis is supposed to be theoretical. And that's the way I thought science was supposed to work. You theorize first. You say to yourself, okay, we got this mouse here, and we got this bowling ball here, and if we drop this bowling ball on the mouse's head, it will probably squash him. That's the theory. That's the hypothesis. And then the science comes in when you say, okay, take the mouse, drop the bowling ball on his head, see what happens. And do it enough times with enough variation that you can then prove, indeed, drop a bowling ball on a mouse's head and it will kill him. And I think that's science simplified. What we do does not resemble that at all these days, especially when it comes to nutrition. There's no science.
Well, if you're depressed, you have a deficiency in some neurotransmitter that's important for you to be happy. Is that right?
Well, it could be right, or it could be a theory. How do we prove that? How do we actually prove it scientifically?
Well, science is theoretical, and the proof is in a p-value, and ultimately it's never confirmed 100%. It's like 98% odds game. Because I imagine if you drop the bowling ball enough times, some of those mice may wriggle free of the mechanism to hold them in place.
No, I agree. That there's always a chance of that happening. So nothing, I guess you could say nothing is 100%, but.
Well, that's science because it's a p-value and theoretical, but it's all observational. Human beings tend to have theories, and could they be biased in the studies that they support? Because the truth be said, you're right. Do we really know the setup and 100% of the mechanisms?
Oh, absolutely. And when you say, could they be biased? You should actually ask the question, how is it possible that these studies could not be biased? Because they're all biased. I don't put any faith at all in what they call science of nutrition today. I don't put any faith at all. I think it's all marketing and propaganda and money driven, of course. And when I saw that so-called science from Tufts University, the food compass, where they rated these different foods, and they had Lucky Charms being 10 times healthier for a human than an egg fried in butter, my head exploded. How could you not say, wow, we're Harvard University coming out and saying that red meat causes diabetes? We have
so then this is our confusion. We think science is true and accurate when in fact it is always a lie and always inaccurate. And so, and if we go right back to our ancient knowledge, like, okay, I'm not going to eat for a week. Who cares? Who cares? But they've given us metabolic pathways that claim to be accurate. But what if they're all bullshit?
Possible. I think realistically, first of all, at a molecular level, you can only really theorize about a chemical reaction. We can't see it. We don't have microscopes to see things that small, but using science, you can pretty well be sure that something must be happening. You know, for example, when you have a water molecule, you have water, okay? Now, you may not be able to see the little atoms combining, but if you take some hydrogen and you take some oxygen and you put a little spark in it, and all of a sudden the thing turns into a drop of water, you repeat this enough times, you say, okay, this is what must be happening, and you have to build on the knowledge you had the day before. Like I have the knowledge right now that Rick just popped up. Good morning, Rick.
I don't see
Good
him.
morning.
Where is he? I don't hear him.
I
you
see
hear
him on
me?
my screen. I see him on my screen.
Results
anybody hear me?
must be reproducible.
Yes.
Morning, Rick.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Rick,
Yes.
good morning.
Good morning.
So the science has made us healthier.
Really? That's news to me.
Yeah.
And the supervision of a doctor is required before you go on a fast and don't eat for 3 days.
Really? Let me see.
Oh, yeah.
It's been 30 years since I saw a doctor that for examination. So who knows?
But before you can have a baby, you should get examined by a doctor.
Tell that to the cats.
Yeah.
Well, Milton. Good morning, Milton.
Milton.
The Black Menace.
The Black Menace.
The Black Menace.
My cat, that was my daughter's cat, that she went off to school and left it with me. You know, it's sort of like would be persistent nonstop in basically taking the door down in order to jump all over me in order to make sure I filled the kibble bowl.
Well, if I put my cat's bowl, he'll look at me like, "What is this?" Ugh.
Well,
He goes to the refrigerator.
Yeah, that was 20 plus years ago for me and my cat.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. What you went with the conventional wisdom back then. This is what you're supposed to feed cats and dogs, and we all lived our lives before, except Rick, who was trying to kill himself with a heart attack from an early age. And but the rest of us, we thought we were doing the right thing. So we fed our dogs and cats the crap, and we followed the dietary advice, and we did indeed think doctors were professionals, and we respected their advice, and they corralled us and they herded us, and we ended up in the corner we're in right now, and now we're awakening from it. What are you holding up there, Rick? I can't read it.
The ingredients, could you read them, Rick?
I don't know. This looks like some kind of a horror novel or something. I mean, I don't even know what this stuff is. This is what kind of stuff I get out of clean out jobs. You know what I do with it, don't you?
Give it to the ducks and the
give it
iguana.
to the ducks at the canal, the iguana. Yeah. I just pick it up, give it to them.
Rick,
I look at this.
Rick,
How could anybody
Rick.
eat this?
That's cruel.
Yeah. They tell me, don't feed bread to the ducks. It's bad for them. But you feed it to your kids.
Yeah. Don't you love that? You go to a zoo and they have signs, don't feed junk food to the animals.
But you can feed them to your kids. No
Yeah, you can feed it to your kids.
Go to the average school cafeteria and see the crap that they give the kids, and it's terrible.
Yeah, and then they have special events, Meatless Monday, things like that. So we're going to really be healthy. We're going to take the one food that might help them, and we're going to make sure we don't have any of it in sight today on Monday.
Well, we just watched the cholesterol code, Dave Feldman, which was about LDL and the lean mass hyperresponder, which it's sort of like there are skinny people with high LDL that don't have heart disease, and fat people with low LDL that have heart disease or don't have heart disease. It's sort of this idea that we're able to predict based on all these studies and tests what's going to happen to us. And we keep on looking for the test, the supplement, the drug, the way of eating that somehow is going to, longevity experts. Do we know of any longevity experts out there?
Scammers.
Well, Mitch is the only longevity expert I know because he's hitting 80 like me soon, and so you're already qualified. Like when someone in their 40s claims to be a longevity expert,
Yeah,
isn't it a little too early?
I think
Yep.
so. It's like taking advice, health advice from a 19-year-old cheerleader type babe who has got a YouTube channel and telling you how to live to be 150. You got to consider the source sometimes. My father taught me that lesson when I was a young kid. He always used to say, whatever you hear, consider the source, he would say. I've been preaching that all my life. That's the same thing you have to do with when you're analyzing all of these so-called studies. Who's funding them? Where they come from? Who's telling you all this stuff? Do they have any conflicts of interest? And that's where you find out, like Nina Teicholz and Gary Taub and all of their investigative work. They're all frauds. It's all marketing BS. Marketing
Follow the money.
BS. Yeah, follow the money. Yes, sir.
The makers of Oreo discovered that sugar doesn't cause any problem.
Well,
No, but we've discovered that Oreos, through the brilliant work of Nick Norwitz, we discovered that Oreos are better than statins when it comes
By the
to
way,
lowering LDL.
That's in the movie. That's in cholesterol code.
I'm sure it is. And tell us about the movie, because we're going to have to go to Amazon, I think, to see it. Like I did with the animal movie. I had to go buy it on Amazon. And is it worth? Is there anything in there that you saw in that movie that most of us in this community don't already know?
You probably not much,
Okay. Thank you for that.
but we're showing it in Orlando on May 6th.
it was a great movie. Dave Feldman and Nick Norwitz and many other people did an amazing job. It was a great story on ketogenic diets, essentially. And once again, does LDL or cholesterol or fat cause disease?
No.
No.
But we've figured that out already.
Oh. And do you need a continuous glucose monitor and a scale or a ring or a watch to tell you throughout the day what your numbers are?
Well, you all know how I feel about that. That's you and I, Rob. We certainly agree that we can't. We're not even capable of trying to monitor, let alone control, the millions of different variables that are happening every second in our body and how they interact with each other.
And,
we're not fast enough for that.
And you cannot speak of ideas that you've used to heal that someone other human being might go like, oh, wow, that sounds interesting, without it being claimed that you're practicing medicine.
Not just that, but YouTube's got us all now categorized as giving a dangerous medical advice in our community. I mean, we're the bad guys, according to them. It's crazy. They came out in February and basically declared it and said that anybody that talks about keto or carnivore is considered giving out dangerous medical advice, and it's not helping our effort here on YouTube at all. But that's another story for another day, I guess. But we keep plugging, trying to make sense to people.
I'm not giving any advice. I'm just talking to a camera and a screen. I don't know. I don't see anybody in front of me, so I'm just talking.
I like that. I like that.
Talking. I got these voices. Like, where are these voices? But
Yeah.
It's supervised. You must be supervised.
Well, of course, God knows what would happen if they left us human beings to our own devices. It'd be a dangerous world.
All right.
By the way, whether we are doctors or not here, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only.
And we're definitely entertained by Rick and Mitch and DrNelson. I don't know about Kiltz. So wait, put that back up there, Ali. Put that back up there from Papa. Papa, about do humans about diabetes? I had a diabetic dog. It was oh my God, I gotta remember it. No, I'll remember his name. But I see him insulin. And do dogs' hearts, lungs, livers, and organ systems work differently than yours? Nope. How about iguanas? Do they work differently than yours?
Well, they are cold-blooded.
Little bit. They you know, they are different. They are different, but
the liver, they have different systems slightly in their environmental capabilities, but they definitely have a heart and lungs and a liver that pretty much works the same. They reproduce, I think. When they came to the Americas, did they just hang around, do nothing? They reproduce. But basically, you take away the plant kibble, domesticated, modern, healthy diet from a dog, a cat, or a human, and you let them loose in our ancient world. Oh, we would die today because we don't know how to make spears and axes out of rocks and hunt the animals. Oh, they're gone, aren't they? There's no more, they're all gone. There's no more wild animals. And everything is fenced in. You can't just go wandering the world and hunt and gather, can you?
Nope.
So how does cholesterol and fat cause disease?
You tell me.
well, we start with a main misconception that LDL is cholesterol. And I think that's one of the biggest things that cause so much confusion. LDL is not cholesterol, but yet everybody calls it cholesterol. And we've done that for so long that we tend to talk about an LDL or a lipoprotein test as a cholesterol test. Cholesterol is just one of the many cargoes that are fat soluble carried by LDL, and LDL is not cholesterol. And therefore, you can't have good cholesterol and you can't have bad cholesterol. Cholesterol is a molecule. You can't, you can only, so right off the bat, we're sunk simply because of the terminology, and it's a huge misunderstanding. And I talk about that all the time. So there is no basis to even consider that the way that we're considering it. It's pure marketing hype from the drug companies. Period.
Well, LDL, HDL, VLDL, and chylomicrons and adipocytes are pretty much the storage and delivery system for every amino acid, simple sugar, fatty acid, and mineral and vitamin and other molecules that are critical for life. The chylomicron, the VLDL, HDL, LDL are all glycolipoproteins that contain an outer sugar layer, which makes them water soluble in the bloodstream.
Correct.
I'm right at one thing today.
No, you're I agree with most of what, if not all what you say. That's why I like you so much. We've had a lot of long talks, and there's much we disagree on. And if there are any differences, it's because neither of us have no way of actually conducting any kind of experiment or seeing these theorized processes that we think are the way it happens, but we can't see it. We can't know for sure.
So
am I correct?
Truly, we're telling a story And science is no different than our biblical stories. Science is just another human story of what we believe is happening out there. And that's all.
Well, we are becoming more sophisticated, and there are certain sciences that we've kind of have proven by repetition over time. The science of throwing something at the moon and having it circle the moon and come right back based on certain mathematical formulas about gravity and things, and as evidenced by the fact that we can even get close to the moon. Some of it must be right. We sent that Voyager spacecraft out there, and it circled all the different planets. Well, so the math that was used to calculate its trajectory has been proven to be science and pretty well reliable. But the one thing we don't know for sure is go ahead.
But remember, it was through experimentation that we made it happen. You're right, the calculations were utilized, but it isn't as if someone said, oh, here's all the math, now go build it, and it will work 100% of the time. It's our human experimentation, like throwing a rock at a mouse or a rabbit or a squirrel would kill them. These were experimentations of humanity through our experiences. And so ultimately it isn't a law written in stone. We make it up. Mathematical equation.
Well, but once we can reproduce something over and over and over, I think we can draw some conclusions.
But that's still human thought and stories that we have created. And does a mathematical equation work 100% of the time? Okay,
Well,
so Rick,
you're getting into very, very deep philosophical discussions here.
Yeah.
read Biology of Belief. Rick, what is that you held up?
That is an old movie projector.
Okay, so now someone woke up one day and designed a projector and made it, and it worked 100%.
Of course not.
Of course not.
Even to this day, they don't work 100%.
They do not. Nothing does, because it's all related to experimentation. But no matter what it is, we are creating the formulas based on our experience, more so than someone woke up one day and wrote the treatises and it works. Because science is still a story. Math is a human story.
Well, that's true, but you got to believe something is true, because you have to judge your own actions by that. We believe, based on our own experimentation and anecdotal evidence, that it's healthier to eat meat than it is to eat plants. Now, can you say that 100% of the time for sure? There's so many variables at work. It's healthier for a cow to eat plants than it is to eat meat. So then we have to discover, well, why is that? Well, we've discovered that a cow ferments plants and little bacteria turn it into meat. Okay, well, we've seen enough of that, and there's enough evidence of enough cows that are eating grass that we have said, okay, and that's more than likely what's happening. And it's repeatable over and over and over again. And that's the essence of science. The problem we have today is that we have turned science into a marketing tool.
Well, it's always been a marketing tool. It's never not been a marketing tool, because the people who created God also created science and scientism to control the domesticated human animal.
Well, no doubt about that. We're all a bunch of sheep, whether we like to believe it or not. I mean, that's just.
I have to go to work. Okay, but ultimately, the microbes ferment to break down the plants into simple sugars, amino acids, and the liver makes the fat of the VLDL and sends it to the cells to make the proteins, which are then post-translationally modified to make the muscle and the fat and the rest of the animal.
There's that word again. I love it. Post-translational modification.
Nobody's talking about it.
Which include which of the following: glycolization, methylation, ethylation, are all post-translational modification. Does anybody out there know what the hell we're talking about?
Or care. Or
care. And do you need to know? Do you need to know that to just say eat meat? That's the problem. We overcomplicate everything.
Don't eat junk food.
Well, it's the simplicity, because you're right. Well, the science, and what about this? Who cares?
Yeah.
But if you want to talk science about a protein, you better understand post-translation modification.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And the glycocalyx. If you don't,
but that is not, it's not actionable advice for somebody trying to learn what foods to eat. And you got to be a rocket scientist if you're going to go to that level.
No, you don't. This is the beauty of it. But let's talk about metabolism and gluconeogenesis. Prove it.
Yeah.
You can't. It's all BS. BS.
Well, listen, my friends, it's time for me. It's time for me. Let's not forget about the fact that I have to be on myself to walk in the house here, so you can follow me in. I'm going to turn my light off out here. Now I'm in the dark, and I'm going to walk in the house, and we're going to go into my studio, at which point I'm going to drop out of this conversation of ours. Here we go. We're going in. I'm going inside now, and I do this every morning. I go outside, puff on a cigar, watch my friend Kiltz, and then get ready for my own countdown. So everybody come over and see me afterwards. And here's my studio, and this is what it looks like when I walk into my studio in the morning and go in with all of this stuff and sit down at my chair, and here I go. So I will continue to watch, but I will see you. I see Peter's there. I will see you at 7:00, everybody. Thanks for having me in this morning. Okay. Love you too. Bye. Bye-bye.
Dr. Kiltz, should we try to get a few of these questions?
I want Peter to chime in. How you doing today, Peter?
I'm doing good. I don't know if you saw some of those long comments I made about cavemen and the paintings on the wall that they're not of people eating broccoli and bread. You know, they're large fatty animals and spears and bows and arrows.
And we've lost our way through domesticated supervision of I mean, which was created by the churches.
I mean, think about this. Humans have only been eating bread for essentially 10,000 years, but we've been eating fatty meat for millions of years.
And so it's, you got to wait for the study in order to prove this.
No, all I need to do is take millions of years. Put it this way. I mean, you're a man of logic, Dr. Kiltz, right? So wouldn't it be logical that if humans have been eating primarily red fatty meat, large animals for millions of years, that we should not have to worry about cholesterol and our LDL, because everyone knows that red fatty meat has tons of cholesterol in it.
Well, how good are we doctors at predicting when you're going to get a disease and die?
Where no one knows.
And how much money do you spend to medicine and supervision science to tell us these answers, and then we wear all these devices to measure everything and we scale it every day? Has it made us healthier?
No. Well, I see so many people. I'm not going to say the person's name, she made a comment about she wants Dr. Nelson to look at her cholesterol, and that's great. But what's the point? What's the point? I mean, she said she has a 0 CAC score. So what's the point?
But even with the 0 CAC score, does that tell you you won't get sick and die, or even die of a heart attack next week?
No,
What if you have a CAC score of 700 or 800 like you have? Does that mean you're going to die sooner than the person with the 0?
Nope.
Well, it's kind of like going to the casinos, and
Right.
sitting at any of the gambling tables.
Right.
We know the odds that we're gonna meet our maker. And Rick, should we be afraid of that, or should we be actually joyful in the moment?
Well, I mean, think about it. There's nothing on the earth that lasts forever. Even the pyramids, they degrade over time. None of us will ever live forever in this physical form. Unless we have divine intervention, we're going to be basically compost, fertilizer, dust, or whatever it happens to be.
Food.
Yeah.
Now we can hasten the process by eating lots of duck food. We could definitely, I mean, because I was well on my way to not making it a long time when I was 320 pounds with a size 46 pants.
Well, the thing is, people, they give themselves suffering. I notice a lot of people, you see people that are homeless, you see people that have health issues. Most of them, they have a part in it. It wasn't thrown at them. It wasn't like something came down and well, this is what you get. Well, they're on the side of the road. Well, they had an alcohol problem. They had some other addiction, usually from some plant, because that's usually where it starts. But you can always make your life worse. But people just don't think about, just stop digging the hole if you're in the ground. You know, if you're in a hole, stop digging. But they
don't know that they don't know, Rick, that they're digging. They don't, that's the problem. They don't know what the problem is, that it starts with plants and duck food. They don't get it.
Tell me how anybody could think that this is food. I mean, seriously.
Well, look how colorful and cheery that box looks.
Well,
but it looks disgusting.
It is because it's colorful. And is there sugar on that label at all, Rick?
I don't know. I'm going to have to get a light on this thing.
Oh,
Milton, stop it.
Use a medical light there.
Well, ultimately, we are driven to these sweet, colorful things because in our ancient environment, when they were ripe and around in small, narrow windows, our job was to eat them.
Right.
Because the universe didn't care about you living to 60, 70, even 50. It wanted you to live through your teens and early 20s for one purpose.
Right.
Reproduce.
Reproduction. That's it. Nothing more. Right?
That's it, Milton.
Kelly, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I had to chime in for a little bit at the end here.
Oh, good. And Thomas, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm tired. I just got off of work, so I'm pretty.
Good, man.
I'm
Good.
pretty.
What's the best thing to do when you're tired?
Take a nap.
Take a nap.
Yeah, I have a few projects I have to do first, but after I do that,
but then we take a nap.
and
Has everyone slept okay? Are you measuring your sleep?
probably not as much.
I
as
wake up.
It's sort of like we go to sleep. I don't know. Maybe I'll wake up and I'll be knocking on the casket and wondering what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Never happened before that a doctor had sent a person to the morgue thinking they were dead and they weren't.
That's true. Unless you're in a movie, then maybe.
Yeah, well, it's
Milton.
Okay, so do we have any questions out there or comments, Dr. Nelson?
A few questions. Let's see. Bright Biscuit asks, does fermenting raw sauerkraut neutralize its nutrigenic potential adequately, or is there still a concern?
I sometimes eat some sauerkraut with my meat. Particularly with a low quality meat like store-bought chicken or pork. You know, I feel better if I have a little sauerkraut or a little like homemade yogurt or whatever. What do you think, Rick?
I do the same thing, and I've done it for years.
So the question is, how do you define quality of meat?
Depends on what they're fed.
How do you know that's determines and defines the quality of that muscle and fatty meat that has a different quality of how it works in your body? Isn't that another lie?
I feel different when I eat it.
But you've already been told it's poorer quality.
Right.
And so the mind is magical.
Right.
We get sick because we think of something, because we have been propagandized. You want to spend your money on better quality meat, don't you? To be healthier, don't you?
I eat what I can catch.
You wouldn't spend money on poor quality.
You eat what you can get, right, Rick?
I
eat out of
actually
the dumpster.
It's all marketing. It's all magical marketing bullshit.
I actually prefer grain finished beef over grass fed. I find it to be tastier and fattier, and I like it that way.
I mean,
tropical fruit finish is best.
Yeah. But again, we label them poor quality or fed this or fed that. Whereas this is just another propagandized story. So then you think you're going to have to buy more expensive meat and you're going to claim it's better quality.
Right.
BS.
This is
Terry
this is how
asking- Terry's asking, is DrKiltz Fertility book available in hard copy on Amazon?
Paper copy. If it's, I don't know if it's a hardback, but it is.
Yeah, she probably means just physical paper.
Yeah, physical. Yes, Danny.
Yep.
Oh, what happened?
Uh-oh.
She got kicked.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
Brother,
What's up? Great. What's up, fellas? Hanging out with the boys.
How you doing?
And then
Are you coming to the meetup on Sunday?
I'm gonna try. I have some work going on at home right now, so I'm gonna try my best. I really want to meet you guys in person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I may not eat because I'm doing a prolonged fast, which actually starts today. So I'm really looking forward to it. And Dr. Kiltz, you're a big inspiration on that whole 15-day journey. That's my goal, but I'm just gonna take it one day at a time.
Well, I'm a wimp, DoctorNelson 22. But what you do is you claim the act of being done with 15 days of fasting right now. Again, if you make it, great. If you don't, that's okay too. But claim it. That's the most important thing for all of us to do.
Right. I agree.
Look who it is.
It's my fellow New Yorker.
That's right.
They're starting to come in. New York in the house.
I know.
It's cold. It's cold today. Dr. Nelson, get ready. Dr. Kiltz, it's 29 degrees
I
today.
can wear my warm
I'm still
ski
in
jacket up
my
north.
uniform. Just like,
Well, Dr. Kiltz, he kind of represents Florida, us Florida guys like me, Nelson, and Rick, but he also represents New York.
Yeah, so I'm not worried about him so much. Dr. Nelson, I'm worried about. He might.
Yeah, I might cancel.
He
might fall out of the tree like one of the iguanas.
Iguanas. He'll be like frozen like this.
We also have Jersey Tom, and we have Missouri Kelly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's going to warm up on Sunday, so it's the craziest weather up here. I had no idea it was going to be 30 degrees, man. All my crops died.
Dan, I know. Dan, you're coming to the Long Island meetup on Saturday, though, right?
I'm going to try my best, man. I didn't foresee this this work around the house, so I have.
Gotcha.
That's all we can do. Do our best.
do your best. Just do your best.
So let's see here. Is a lipid panel important to look at? Does it tell us much of anything?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I mean, all these blood tests and whatnot, when you're on the carnivore lifestyle, unless you feel bad, unless there's something that's off and you don't feel right, go get tested. But honestly, I haven't done any blood tests or whatnot. I know this is a subjective view, but I don't see the need for a complete blood test. For what?
Don't.
Oh,
Nice, Manda.
nice,
It is
man.
right.
Congratulations. I think
You should get checked. So
And
you
by the
can-
way, the winner, she's asking some questions that if you come
Yeah.
to our Zoom meetings in the community, you might get some answers. Okay. Tomorrow morning, 5:30 Eastern time in the Kiltz Method tribe.
Right.
the system, we're supervised. All right. No matter what it is, there's still supervision. And
by the way, high temperature over the weekend in New York, which for New Yorkers is probably be a summer day, but
we'll be wearing
it's gonna be
shorts.
just 60. 60 is the high temperature for the weekend.
I'm going to be wearing my SPF 45 then.
I just wanted to
No
relay.
SPF.
I just wanted to relay a comment from a recent chat. A woman said that her mother-in-law, or whatever, went into the doctor. Doctor said, "You need to go on a statin." She said, "I don't want to take it." And he said, "Well, then enjoy your stroke then."
Terrible.
And so she got so scared she took the statin.
Hey,
I just put the link in the chat to join KMT, Amanda. You should join up and
yeah,
join
When I
the
was-
Zoom.
I was 28. They told me I'd have a heart attack or stroke by 55.
Is your doctor still alive?
I don't think so. The doctor's office isn't even there anymore.
He's probably dead.
Probably had a heart attack.
And dead.
Well, it's just like we discussed last night on Russ's live last night. They're giving statins to teenagers and younger kids these days.
Wow.
It's like fluoride
Insane.
treatment.
And GLPs.
Well, somebody said in the comment that their friend who was 53 years old had been taking a statin 35 years and just died of a heart attack at 53.
That would be Lambs.
Yeah, Lamb said
Yeah,
that.
that's right. I saw that. too.
Did you
I
see
hope
that?
I
And he
can live
died
to
at
53.
53.
That's how old I am, so it made me think like.
Yeah, that's
I
11
hope, I
years.
hope I can live to 53.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you this. I went to do the 6-month checkup at the dentist, and when they went to do the polishing part, I about threw up because that stuff had it was so sweet. I couldn't stand it. Like I use Hello toothpaste that's probably got some kind of allulose or stevia in it, but I'm almost about to do the Rick's method with the lard and the baking soda because it's like I can't stand to have much sweets anymore.
Right.
That's what happens when you've been carnivore for a while.
And the fake sweets are deadly. If you're going to use a little raw honey, a little cane sugar, in small amounts infrequently, but the fake stuff that everyone's using all the time, not good.
Or just
I quit using that. I quit using the fake stuff. Even the what is that monk fruit and allulose mix or erythritol. I quit using it. So now and then I may just have a couple little things of honey and I'm good to go. Just
eat seasonal
stuff. Yep, and that's about what I do anymore. I enjoy my heart attack diets better than I do the old way.
It's the best. That's the great thing about this lifestyle. You don't have to give up anything. You get to eat like a king and feel great.
All right, guys, we got 50 minutes.